Justice Clarence Thomas issued a fiery dissent after the Supreme Court upheld birthright citizenship, and his argument goes directly to the history of the 14th Amendment, slavery, Reconstruction, and black citizenship in America. Before we begin, this report discusses a Supreme Court ruling and competing interpretations of the Constitution. We're reporting the arguments made by the justices and providing historical context. This is not legal advice or an endorsement of any political position. Here's what happened. The Supreme Court ruled that children born on American soil are generally entitled to U.S. citizenship under the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment, including children whose parents are in the country unlawfully or temporarily. But Justice Clarence Thomas strongly disagreed. In his dissent, Thomas accused the majority of once again repurposing the 14th Amendment beyond what he believes the Reconstruction Congress originally intended. Thomas wrote that the court was recognizing a constitutional right to citizenship for children of what he described as foreign birth tourists and illegal aliens. But here is where this story becomes especially important historically. The 14th Amendment was ratified in 1868. Just 3 years after the Civil War ended. Its Citizenship Clause declares, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States. That language fundamentally changed the legal status of Black Americans. Before the Civil War, the Supreme Court's infamous Dred Scott decision of 1857 held that people of African descent could not be citizens of the United States under the Constitution. After slavery was abolished, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 1866, and the nation later ratified the 14th Amendment. The amendment established constitutional citizenship and ensured that formerly enslaved people and their American-born descendants could not simply be denied citizenship by individual states. Justice Thomas emphasized that Reconstruction history in his dissent. His argument is essentially that the Citizenship Clause was designed to secure citizenship for formerly enslaved Black Americans and others who were genuinely subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, but that this historical purpose does not automatically settle the modern question involving children born to parents who are unlawfully or temporarily in the country. The Supreme Court majority reached a different conclusion. The majority interpreted the Citizenship Clause, along with more than a century of legal precedent, as protecting citizenship based primarily on birth within the United States, with limited historical exceptions. Thomas warned that the decision could have consequences far beyond this particular case. Near the conclusion of his dissent, he wrote, I am not sure that today's opinion will stand the test of time. He then referenced the historical significance of the Citizenship Clause, saying it added greatly to the dignity and glory of American citizenship. But Thomas ended with a striking accusation. Today's opinion devalues that citizenship. And then, he respectfully dissent. Now this raises a fascinating constitutional debate. The same amendment written during Reconstruction to guarantee citizenship to formerly enslaved Black Americans is now at the center of one of the biggest immigration and citizenship battles in modern America. Supporters of the court's ruling argue that the language of the 14th Amendment is intentionally broad. If you are born in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction, you are an American citizen regardless of your parents' immigration status. Opponents, including Justice Thomas, argue that the historical meaning of subject to the jurisdiction thereof places limits on who automatically receives citizenship. And that debate may not disappear simply because the Supreme Court has ruled. So I want to hear from you. Do you believe the 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to virtually everyone born on American soil? Or do you agree with Justice Clarence Thomas that the amendment is being interpreted more broadly than the Reconstruction Congress intended? Keep the conversation respectful in the comments. Follow Black Community News for continuing coverage of major Supreme Court decisions, civil rights cases, and stories affecting our community.